commentators getting mad at each other for real, wrestling matches that kind of never really get started, and storylines that are just basically never explained. Now that's what I call wrestling. Hey there, sports fan. My name is Kit Parsons, most usually known as professional wrestler, a Magnum CK, and we are continuing our journey to watch good bad wrestling together. What do I mean by good bad wrestling? It's the kind of wrestling that is not good. It's very bad, but it's enjoyably bad, right? This is, if you're looking for a place, if you want 5-star matches, there's the door, bucko. If you're looking for people getting hurt and you know, falling off of things and breaking their necks, I can't promise that won't happen, but that's not the goal. The goal here is to watch wrestling and enjoy it for what it is, which in this case is terrible. We're continuing our journey chronicling the WWE. And if you're looking for those big guys up north, you come to the wrong place again. This is the World Wrestling Empire. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1994. The program we're going to watch was taped at Brady Street Studios. What's Brady Street Studios? Brady Street is probably a street in Tulsa. And in this particular instance, it seems to be some sort of bar and grill where wrestling has been set up to happen in front of people. If this is your first episode joining us, we will catch you up as we go along. But basically, we're going to watch this together. I'm going to talk about it, and you're going to talk about it, but I just can't hear you. And I always forget to say this stuff that everybody's supposed to say, but like, subscribe, share it out, whatever, do the thing. Listen, I don't want to tell any tales out of school. Okay, I don't want to get too lost into my personal weeds, which, by the way, my personal weeds could be the title of a Penthouse letter from the 80s. Who's that joke for? I would love for lots of people to see this, sure, I guess. But I will be doing this anyway. If I have one person watching this, or even none person watching this, for the next 100 episodes, I'm just going to keep doing it. I've committed myself. We're going to do 100. We're not going to stay in the World Wrestling Empire the whole time. As a matter of fact, next episode, we might be dipping our toes in a couple of other cesspools around the country. But for now, for tonight, it's 1994. It's Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's the Empire.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a reaction for the action of the World Wrestling Empire.
So right off the bat, I just want to say, look, we never get very far in these things without me stopping to talk about it. Which one is left? I rag on Davcom a lot. That's the company that shoots and edits this show. This audio in the beginning, if I'm scrolling through the channels, even in 1994, look, I was alive in 1994, okay? I'm an expert on being alive in 1994. If I'm scrolling through the channels and I hear this sound, that sounds like where you, like in old-timey things where one kid, they take two, like 10 cans and like put a rope between them, and like between houses, they would just be like talking to them. I guess I have audio editing. I don't have to, I can just do it on editing. And they talk to each other and it sounded kind of like this. That's what this is. This is the intro to your program. I will say it. I will say it till I'm in the GD grave. Give a reaction to the action. It doesn't count. That's not a thing. You can't just say action and action aren't, that's not clever. That's not a rhyme. You're just putting a prefix in front of a word and saying it without it the second time, right? Yeah. I have 2 English degrees. Get out of my face.
Finally, a window washing system that's as easy to use as 1, 2, 3.
We get through this terrible intro. It's 11 p.m., I think is what it was. I think it's 11 p.m., if what I remember. This is the intro that plays. We get through this, and they go to a fucking commercial. This is supposed to keep people. This is before DVR. I mean, listen, you could tape this if there. Obviously, somebody taped this, thank God. But I have to imagine nobody's taping this. But yeah, we'll be right back with our first match. Cool, man.
Welcome, 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2
Wait, what? No! What is happening? What is this commercial? First of all, it's just these pretty ladies walking around, I guess is the thing. And it's like, whoa, I can't, all these guys just can't help themselves and they have to crane their necks around. But back up. Okay, the first guy, who cares? Whatever. That we're setting the tone of what the commercial is. This second guy is just jacket slung, peering off into the sunset or the sunrise. I don't know. I can't tell. A pretty lady walks behind him and somehow his spidey sense goes off and he spins around and then cranes his neck and takes like the hardest look you could take at somebody walking by. And then this other lady with the red lipstick. Were you looking at the lady in the red lipstick? This lady with the red lipstick, I'm trying to place the locations of everyone, but I think she could clearly see this creep turn around, just totally oogle this woman. Is oogle a thing? Someone Google it. Someone Google oogle and tell me.
For the uncommon, for the unique gift, things that make you go, ah. 101st and Sheridan, Tulsa.
What? That's what that was a commercial. I thought for sure. Wait, what was the relevance of the girl? Which, by the way, very young. I'm terrible at estimating ages, but like this is a very young person, and all these old creeps are just like. It's like those like an old movie where someone gets X-ray glasses, like, and they're just like they're looking at everyone for the first time.
Would be so revealing.
Walking around in a shirt that just says "ah" with lipstick on the back. How is it that this is a commercial for a wacky gift store, like the local Spencer's Gifts? Spencer's Gifts would actually make more sense because at least they have like vibrators in the back or something. Like, what was the sexual nature? Why was that necessary for this commercial? Like, what kind of gifts make for? And then there's so many things going through my brain right now. Also, what kind of things make you go, ah? Are they gonna like explain quantum physics to me when I walk in? They're gonna give me something that's gonna make me fully understand quantum physics, and I'll be like, ah. Or is it a fucking dentist? Open up and say, ah. This commercial told me nothing except that the men of Tulsa are unstoppably horny. Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I've said this for a long time. It never made sense till just now, but Tulsa, Oklahoma is essentially a city of Pepe Le Pews. Pizza Cutters.
Pizza Cutters, buy one pizza and get two free. When you come by our store at 31st and Sheridan, that's right, buy one pizza and get two free. Or if you call Pizza Cutters for free delivery, you buy one pizza, get one free, delivered hot to your tummy.
I'm not going to get stuck on the commercials. First of all, this is a terrible format. You have a shitty intro, then you have 4 or 5 commercials. I have lost count right at the top of your hour. Bad TV. This, from what I remember, is the second pizza place in Tulsa to have a crazy deal like buy one, get 2 free or something like that. There is no chance that that's edible pizza, right? Like that's not dough. That's not cheese. That's cheese, but not from a cow. That pepperoni used to have a social security number. You know what I'm saying here? I'm not trying to malign the good people at Pizza Cutters. Pizza Cutters is the Sweeney Todd of Tulsa pizza places. And I've said that for years. It never made sense till now.
Buy one and get 2 free when you pick it up, or buy one and get 1 free, and it's delivered hot to your tummy.
Delivered hot to your tummy. No thanks. Is the narrator of this commercial one of the creeps from the last commercial that was like seeing inside of that woman?
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with the Empire.
So finally, we're back. We are ready to react to the act. Shun. And I want to give a disclaimer here. We've talked a lot. We've talked at length about Jerry Silverado. Jerry Silverado. He's a legend. He's a legend on this show. He's a legend worldwide. But I have a warning for you. Jerry Silverado is unfucking hinged in this episode. Jerry fucking Silverado, who we all know looks like Stephanie Tanner's stuffed teddy bear from Full House. First things first, right off the bat, Jerry Silverado's wearing a white Panama hat, which we know that he likes to wear fedoras, but he's wearing a white Panama hat and doesn't give a about anything. I mean, he's like full on. He's apparently the matchmaker now. He's a heel. He's on commentary. Again, he's back. He's making all the matches while also kind of managing some of the wrestlers. I don't know what the case is, but he's unhinged, right? We'll see a lot of examples of this, but he doesn't care. Like, he's talking over everyone. He is in his own world. This guy is riding the lightning.
Let's take it to ringside and Tim Oliver.
Good evening once again to Brady Street Studios, home of World Wrestling Empire.
You're not going to believe this, but we finally got a separate guy to be the ring announcer. And what does he do after he announces the match? He goes and sits down at the commentary table. So even though we now have a third personality here, he's also a commentator. I just spit all over.
New to the World Wrestling Empire, they're simply known as number 1 and number 2. The combined weight of 450 pounds, the Equalizers.
Oh, I'm sure they're number 1 and number 2, for sure.
I have no information on these guys. Don't know where they come from. Don't know what they do. I've heard about them wrestling for a long time, but they're going to have to do something to impress me. I'll tell you that right now.
I've heard a lot of good things about the Equalizer.
Jerry Silverado is on one, man. This guy doesn't give up. I don't have any information on like where Silverado is like in the company, like in real life, but like this dude does not give a fuck if he's back next week because he probably knows that he will be because he's irreplaceable. And here's the thing. He's supposed to be like siding with the bad guys. But again, in pure typical World Wrestling Empire fashion, I have no clue who the good guys are supposed to be. There's almost always someone who seems like a bad guy, but the problem is the people they're wrestling almost always seem kind of like a bad guy too. The exterminators, the intimidators, I already forgot what their names are, don't seem like good guys, but Silverado is like shitting all over them, and the fans don't like him either because they don't act like good guys either. And this isn't like old man yells at cloud like, y'all aren't wrestling like we used to. No, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, this is a program from 1994 which is very clearly supposed to be attempting to be like, here's the bad guy you're not supposed to like, here's the good guy you're supposed to like, and you want to win. But it doesn't happen. Like, rarely does it ever seem like that's happening.
Equalizers for the crowd. Which one of you is equalizer number 1? Equalizers for the crowd. Which one of you is equalizer number 1? You're number 1. Okay, the man in the red mask is number 2.
First of all, red mask, eliminator, intimidator. There's only one intimidator, and that's number 3. And he's gone to race in a better place. And other eliminator, intimidator, exterminator, I'll get their names at some point, is doing my favorite thing that's on this show a lot, wearing a t-shirt under a singlet. Look, get in here, huddle up. I'm not one to judge people's choices about how they want to present their bodies. Until I was 17, I was like the short, fat kid, right? And then I just got really tall. Everybody, all different types of people, who cares? Whatever. But wearing a t-shirt underneath a singlet is comparable to the like wearing a t-shirt in the pool thing. You know what? I'll do you one better. Wearing a t-shirt under a singlet is basically like wearing your sneakers in the pool. And if you wear your sneakers in the pool, I would like to apologize for how awful your life must be. That's a terrible look. Not the sneakers in the pool. Well, yeah, the sneakers in the pool, but the t-shirt under the singlet. What are we doing? What's that for? I mean, I would prefer a t-shirt on top of a singlet. I don't care if someone wrestles in a t-shirt. Who gives a shit? But the t-shirt under the singlet is madness. That's a big red flag.
That's what I'm learning. You didn't tell me a thing before you came
Silverado. Glad you could figure that out. That was really good.
It's the Beast and Predator.
Now here's a tag team.
Well, Beast, of course, known as the most ill-tempered man in the Empire today, and he makes no excuses for anything. over 350 pounds of unhappy and mean.
Okay, relax. From Singapore Predator, which, by the way, the new ring announcer didn't say the most important part of Predator's introduction, which is he's from Singapore, which is why he's from Singapore Predator. Is a little wild with this cane. He's playing fast and loose. But Beast, I don't think we've seen Beast yet. On this show, I've seen far too many clips and episodes of Beast at this point. These guys very clearly set up as bad guys. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck are we why are we supposed to care about this match? All four of these guys seem like dickheads, and none of them have enough charisma to be interesting enough for me to want them to win, or anybody to want them to win. I don't even know if they want themselves to win. Beast and From Singapore Predator as a tag team called Armageddon makes perfect sense. Armageddon. It's what this match made me hope for.
Well, I notice he brought his rattan stick again.
Here we go again.
He has a leg problem and has to use that to help him get to the ring.
I think he has a problem, but I don't think it has anything to do with his leg.
I love this petition thing you were telling us about.
Well, you
earlier.
know, I just don't think Silverado's doing a very good job.
Yeah, I've heard there was 15 whole signatures.
I'm sure that will
15
grow.
pages of signatures.
That's right.
I'll have to see that. I don't believe
because
that.
I think these fans are entitled to the best competition we can bring them, and that means we have to have an unbiased matchmaker.
That means we need to get rid of you and Tim both.
Oh, well.
The honeymoon is over because Ledge has started a petition to get the WWE fans, if enough of them sign it, then he's hoping that Silverado will be removed as the matchmaker. He doesn't think he's doing a very good job. He's probably not the only one, but it's like a change.org petition.
That Silverado. I think Oliver and I are about the only two that can accurately describe what is going on in the ring.
And the match begins. Equalizer number 1 and Predator inside the ring. Equalizer holds out a hand of friendship, and Predator follows it in kind.
These guys are out of control. They're all three just talking at the same time, and it doesn't get any better all night. All three of them are basically doing play-by-play. They're all three trying to like shoehorn in and say what's happening. This is madhouse. Like this feels like three different guys were in three different rooms doing commentary about the same show, and they just did it. They just piped it all in all at once, except they're right beside each other.
Predator makes the tag. Here comes the big man.
Oh, and a big forearm, and then follows it up with...
Beast goes to whip Exterminator number 1, but he does it with the wrong arm. The Intimidator number 1 tries to turn into the buckle, but the wrong way because he's going backwards and just totally eats shit.
Oh, big smash to the head. I bet that's the first person that's ever bumped heads with Beast in one. The tag.
Is anyone surprised that Beast runs the ropes like a mummy in a sarcophagus? Like Beast runs the ropes like a dead body in a coffin. Like is that surprising? Beast runs the ropes like it's the first time you've ever had to go to a urologist, and the guy and the doctor has knelt down in front of you and is like, okay, go ahead and drop him and let's take a look. You're just like, Beast runs the ropes like he's in a very expensive antique shop and doesn't want to break anything. Beast runs the ropes like an untrained piece of shit wrestler. I'll never forgive any of these wrestlers for locking holds on their opponents. Like literally, oh shit, no, Beast. He ran the ropes bad again.
If you've noticed, the Beast, the only thing that he did was just change the angle that he was heading towards. Equalizer number 2, and that was all she wrote.
From Singapore Predator with a real suplex that apparently in Exterminator number 2 wasn't quite ready for, so Singapore had to kind of lift him up for real. Going for these like karate sidekicks, man. He's adorable.
Taken to him just a little bit in their first appearance in the World Wrestling Empire, but they have had their moments so far tonight. I'd say at this point it's still anybody's match.
I would say that Predator and Beast are in control.
Predator with like a straight up legit like Sambo, like judo trip. Dude, is From Singapore Predator legit? This dude's like, what season of The Ultimate Fighter was From Singapore Predator on?
Big arm drag.
Big drag.
And a whip off the ropes. And a big
From Singapore Predator did not want to take that drop kick at all.
Setting him up for something. What's going on here? Whoa, a super.
I take back what I said about the Exterminators because I just saw some stupid ass right arm suplex, and Singapore Predator was not selling that. And the Exterminator one's like, stay down, man. You can beat me. If you can get one on me for real, you can beat me. Oh my God. Clearly, the finish of the match was supposed to be a suplex and then a move off the top. Well, Singapore Predator just no-sells the suplex and just starts getting back up. So they do the spot again, but switch guys. Exterminator 1 throws a for real suplex where he has to actually pick up. From Singapore Predator is done with this shit. He does not want to take the pin. He has gone into business for himself. He is not working with these guys. He's decided, this is my moment. All right, we're going for a shoot, brother.
Equalizer 1 back in there to work on the Predator. He drags him over to the corner. There's the tag. Number 2's on the
guys
ropes.
off the ropes.
And big knee to the stomach. All right.
And a cover. 1, 2, 3.
There it is. Oh.
I don't think From Singapore Predator wanted to be pinned. I don't think he ever should be pinned. I think that it's absolute miscarriage of justice. And if that's the kind of booking Silverado's into, then send me that petition. Send me that petition.
Well, gentlemen, it's a pleasure to welcome you both to the Empire. You're number 1 and you're number 2.
Yes, sir. What's that up in the sky? Hey! Oh, there it is! Prepare for wing attack! Prepare for wing attack! The Right Wing Restaurants on 21st east of Sheridan and 11th east of Harvard. Dine in or fly through.
The wing thing!
The Right Wing Restaurants, the only original Buffalo, New York chicken wings. Yahoo!
I don't think there's anything I can say about that commercial that will make any of us feel better about what just happened to us. I don't think that there's anything that we can do.
Tulsa, city flowing with pride, full of opportunity. At Moss & White, we know how important your family, friends, and job are to you. Accidents can and will happen at inopportune times. When you need an attorney, call Moss & White at 493-6565. At Moss & White, we help hurt people.
Okay, this commercial is a threat. Like, this commercial is like a veiled threat. This is like code accidents can accident.
Accidents can and will happen. We help hurt people.
What? Take it easy. Like, is this like the mob? Is this like a mob commercial? It's like, is this like the mob? Like, I gotta pay for protection type commercial? Is this a commercial about paying for protection? Hey, accidents happen every day. They can and more importantly will happen.
World Wrestling Empire invades Sapulpa's National Guard Armory. Live Saturday, September 17th. Bell time is 8 o'clock. Admission is only $5 for adults, $1 for kids. Heavyweight, high-flying knockdown matches. Action galore. Be a part of the TV audience as World Wrestling Empire invades Sapulpa, Oklahoma. Saturday, September 17th. 8 o'clock at the National Guard Armory. World Wrestling Empire. Remember, we're not monkeying around.
What the hell is going on? We have this weird, like, repetitive, like, some like magician character, like, shooting out. It just gets repeated, like he's shooting out something, like, multiple times. It looks awful. We're not monkeying around? We're not monkeying around. That's never been a thing. What does that even mean? What is that? We're not messing around. Like, this, like, what is it? We're not going to play around? Like, all right, I guess I get it, kind of, but, like, what? Who are we? This whole episode has been like a thinly veiled threat to someone. And we just have to figure out who and if we can disarm the bomb in time.
Our next match is our main event for the night. It pits the Texas Outlaws against the Mighty Nation in a bull rope match. There are only 3 rules. Rule number 1, no disqualification. Rule number 2, they will not be able to remove the bull ropes attached to their wrists. And rule number 3, one man has to drag one opponent to all 4 ring posts and tag all 4 ring posts. That is how the match will be decided.
So, like, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. This is a fucking wild thing. They say this is the main event, but it's not. They kind of started the show without acting like it was the beginning of a show. They're like, hey, we're back, but it was the beginning. But there's also a weird scroll that goes across the bottom where they kind of spoil some of the, like, what happens after this, that the Texas Outlaws win the belts. I think, as near as I can figure, the insinuation is that Silverado is putting these scrolls on the screen, but it's never addressed. It's never said. And also, Tim Oliver's gone, and Ledge has to get back in the ring to do the announcements again. So what's happening? You never get an explanation about what's happening. This whole wrestling federation is a fever dream. Is any of this even happening? This is Fight Club. This is the worst version of Fight Club, because instead of Tyler Durden being there as an illusion, this doesn't exist. I'm hallucinating right now. None of this is really here. I'm seeing the World Wrestling Empire in my mad delusions. This is the best I got. Don't talk about the Empire.
With a combined total weight of 482 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, the Texas Outlaws.
So there's a lot to talk about here. So I love Mighty Nation. Unironically, I mean, I know I love, like, from Singapore Predator. Ironically, Mighty Nation are actually not bad. They're really great. They're like actual wrestlers, which I really feel bad for them. This is this is such a bad idea. But it's a bad idea because this company can't handle it. So this is supposed to be a tag team Texas bull rope match, right? So a bull rope match would be like one of the competitors would have like there's a big rope with usually a cowbell in the middle of it. And it's tied to one person and then tied to the other person's wrist. And they fight over if you get the cowbell, you can use it on the person. They can't get away. And then you have to go around the ring, incapacitate your opponent long enough to go around the ring and tag each turnbuckle, all 4. That's how you win. It's an interesting concept. It always, not always, but oftentimes this finish is kind of flat. It's kind of hard to follow. It would actually, oddly enough, it's not done a lot anymore, but it would be better these days because you could track things on TV, put the number of turnbuckles touched on there. Because if you get interrupted while you're touching the turnbuckles, the count starts over again. So it can be a little difficult to keep up with as a fan, especially live. This piece of promotion is not only trying to do that, which I would actively dissuade them. I would attempt to talk them out of doing this. They're going to do a tag team version of this where each member of each team is tied to another guy from the other team. And we're supposed to be able to keep track of this when the commentary team can't even call a regular match. When most of the wrestlers can't even just like work an actual match. This is what they put it on hard mode right off the bat. It's the perfect choice.
There's one. There's one. Oh, but he can't get him to number 2. And there goes Standing Bear.
Just tagged the 3rd corner. He's going for the 4th one. He'll have to start all over again now. These wrestlers are really going at it. I can see why the referee didn't want to be in the ring for this one.
I can't stand it. I can't stand the crosstalk. The commentary's never been absolutely Silverado. I don't know what. I don't know what. Silverado. I don't know what. I've never been. I can't stand it. Silverado. I can't stand the crosstalk. Does not. Silverado. I don't know what. Silverado. Silverado. I don't know what. Silverado to believe that it's just. I can't stand it. I can't stand the crosstalk. I refuse to believe that it's just he's a bad guy now. That's what I'm here for, baby. That's why I'm tuning in.
Oh, there's 3. There's 3, but the referee is down.
This is one of the shittiest finishes I've ever seen in my life, all right? So on paper, it starts out okay. Again, as we've established, the whole point of this is to incapacitate your opponent long enough to go around and tag all 4 corners. You can't do that if the ref's knocked down, right? So what happens, of course, inevitably, this is pro wrestling, the ref gets knocked down. So much about this doesn't make any sense. You'd think it would go like this. The good guys finally get the upper hand on the bad guys, right? And they're going around and they're touching corners and they get to the fourth one and the bell doesn't ring. Why doesn't the bell ring? Oh, the ref's knocked down. The bad guys must have hit the ref. The ref wakes back up. The bad guys do something and they go around and get the win, even though the good guys just basically won the match, but the ref didn't see it. Now that is something that will make, but of course, what does the WWE, what does the World Wrestling Empire, what do they book? The bad guys are about to win, but the referee's knocked down. So the bad guys go out and wake up the ref and then win again.
The winner of the match, the Texas Outlaws.
I'm like actually concerned about the referee. He's in like a full fetal position. Like maybe I thought him getting knocked down was like part of like, oh, that's the storyline or that's how we're going to do the match. Maybe dude got concussed for real.
I'll tell you what. This is sad. This is sad.
The Mighty Nation counting down the Texas Outlaws.
I'll tell you right now.
That this match was for a number one contender match against Mighty Nation. And we get the spoiler that, you know, this is obviously pre-taped, that the Texas Outlaws go on to beat the Mighty Nation. What? What's going on? Like, I know I probably sound, I don't think I'm crazy.
For the finest in gentlemen's entertainment, Lady Godiva's, 1850 South Sheridan, Tulsa.
Hit your target audience by advertising on World Wrestling Empire.
Dirty Butter Creek? Dirty Butter Creek? Dirty Butter Creek? That's where Beast bathes. Beast bathes in the Dirty Butter Creek. That's, listen, that's an uncomfortable, a lot of facts are uncomfortable. That's just one of them.
Weighing in at 250 pounds, Running Wolf.
We must be in Oklahoma. There sure is a lot of Indians out here. I'll tell you that.
Was it? Okay, great. What? Yeah, you're in Oklahoma. There are a lot more Native American people there. Like, what do you mean? But, of course, we must be in Oklahoma. That'd be like if Silverado walked out and people cheered for him. And I was like, well, we must be in Oklahoma. Oh, look at all these guys cheering for Jerry Silverado. We must be in Oklahoma because there's a lot of people who played the shadow on the neighborhood watch sign.
And there's Running Wolf. Pretty impressive, but a little weak in my book.
The World Wrestling Empire Light Heavyweight Champion, Shadow Hawk!
Now here comes some real talent. Of course, I could beat him.
He's now challenging. So a guy comes out. I can't even. I'm trying to gather my thoughts. Good guy comes out. Silverado doesn't like him. All right. So then they announce the bad guy, and he's like, "Hell yeah! Now here's my guy, but I'd kick his ass." What? Is Silverado a wrestler?
The lowest paid man in professional wrestling today, Flamin' Raymond!
That belt is something else. That looks like a foam replica like that they sell kids. It's beautiful. I don't know what these side plates are. I think if that's the state of Oklahoma, it's not quite big enough to fill out the it's an actual weight belt is what it looks like with some stuff glued on it. Perfect. Listen, belts are expensive. I get it. Maybe don't highlight it on TV then.
You know, we need to buy Raymond a white jumpsuit so he could look more like a Q-tip.
Insults from the crowd.
I don't know. It's such a weird episode. I feel like before this episode started, the entire World Wrestling Empire did that thing from Wild and Crazy Kids where like you put your forehead on a baseball bat and spin around it. Like everything, it's so disorienting. I don't know what's going on. So traditionally, previously, because Flamin' Raymond's a bad guy manager, the commentators would really rag on him like way more than like an unreasonable amount. Like it would be like way too much. But now Silverado is a bad guy, so he's not doing it. But Ledge still is. But he says he should wear a white jumpsuit so that he could be a Q-tip. it doesn't compute. I don't know. He has fuzzy blonde hair, I guess, is the joke. But like, how's that like a Q-tip? And also, how would wearing a white jumpsuit make him look like a Q-tip? He would just look like a guy with a fuzzy blonde mullet in a white jumpsuit. He would look like an Elvis impersonator wearing the wrong wig.
You know, in the way you've been rooting for these cheaters, I don't like this.
You'll have to get over it. Face it. I'll give credit where it's due, when it's due. And it doesn't matter if it's a good guy, a bad guy, I don't care.
Running Wolf shoots a headlock on Shadowhawk. Like, for real, man. Just wrenches that dumb son of a bitch over. Running Wolf, man.
Probably has a little acid indigestion now. Looks like he needs a Rolaids.
Silverado saying that someone needs a Rolaids should be some sort of like test that they give you when you get 5150 or whatever. Like, that's a weird sentence. Like, that's a red flag. You say he looks like he needs a Rolaids. That is like that's like a sentence that should trigger a 72-hour stay someplace. Running Wolf's beating this shit out of Shadowhawk, and I'm here for every second of it. I just noticed that Shadowhawk's got these like fringy suede boots on. They're so perfect. It's such a clash. I love it because he's got like the black, not even singlet, like the black sleeveless spandex shirt or lycra spandex pants, the red pads, and the fucking brown like long furry fringy suede boots, man. That's 1994 Tulsa, man.
Shadowhawk working that chokehold there.
That's a reverse chin lock.
That's a chokehold.
Get some glasses, Raymond. Ledge, sorry.
Raymond, I don't look like that Q-tip.
My mistake.
This is the point in the show where I know it sounds and feels like it was never together, but this is the part of the show where it really starts to unravel and fall apart because Ledge finally notices that Silverado has been calling him Raymond. This is the turning point in the show. I feel like this is when commentary, as bad as it's been the whole time, is about to get worse.
Whoa! Big chop by the light heavyweight champion.
I heard that one pop.
Oh! But returns one in kind and gives him a second here. And Shadowhawk's going to the second rope. Oh, he's going up to the top. Oh, and a flying leg drop. And the cover. 1, 2, 3. And the winner.
He came to the ring with a human Q-tip. What other outcome could there have been?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the World Wrestling Empire.
So Tim Oliver's back. I don't know. I would love to think that he had some sort of personal emergency. I don't mean like his house was on fire, but I would love it if Tim Oliver was just like hooking up with someone in the bathroom or having explosive shit in the bathroom. Something in the bathroom. Something either sexy or gross or both. Is what I like to imagine Tim Oliver was doing for the last 40 minutes of television.
230 pounds, simply known as Leopard Man.
I've heard a lot about this guy. I've heard he's a really good wrestler and an accomplished athlete.
This looks like somebody you would have brought into the Empire.
The state of Leopard Man. So he's from the jungles of South America? Is that what it said? South America. First of all, he's got a mask that just looks like a pair of like leopard print underwear. Okay, fine. I can live with that. Also, is this not just one of the exterminators from before? Because he has a leopard print singlet over top of a neon yellow singlet over top of a black t-shirt. This is getting into the pool with a long sleeve sweatshirt, jeans, your sneakers, and a wide-brimmed Carmen Sandiego hat, and a Texas Outlaws t-shirt. That's how embarrassing it is. I don't know what this is. I don't know what to make of it. The crowd doesn't know what to make of it. He comes out to no music. He walks around in a big circle. Tim Oliver's loving it. I don't know what to make of any of this. The only thing I can figure is that it's absolutely certain this guy sucks so bad at wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, Treacherous Phillips Jr.
Treacherous Phillips Jr., of course, coming from a long wrestling legacy. His father was with Mid-South Wrestling in the 70s.
So Tretch Phillips was an actual like kind of something in like the Memphis area or whatever. And this is Treacherous Phillips Jr., Tretch Phillips Jr. This match is disappointing in a lot of ways because Leopard Man, or whatever the fuck his name is, Treacherous Leopard, Treacherous Phillips versus Treacherous Leopard. Treacherous Leopard, he's not great. He's fine. I mean, whatever. He's not good. But Tretch Phillips is actually a pretty decent worker. Tretch Phillips Jr. However, commentary loses it. This is where the family breaks up.
Man, this guy looks like he robbed a neon shop.
This guy looks like he robbed a neon shop? First of all, which one? This guy looks like he robbed a neon shop. So, Treacherous Leopard is wearing a neon yellow kind of like state road like vest so you don't hit the person switching the stop and slow sign. I think Silverado's talking about Tretch Phillips Jr., who's not wearing neon at all. He's wearing primary red and blue, which is like the requisite 1970s and 80s wrestling outfit. What the fuck's a neon shop?
Heads for the ropes.
There's another big welcome to the Empire.
Big giant welcome to the Empire.
Jeez.
Is that all you can say? Jeez.
Yeah, I just want to remind everybody right now that there is a petition.
Like, this is what I'm talking. There's a lot more of this. Like, this is like the three of these three guys. Look, listen, look and listen. I'm not being tricked by these guys. I know it. Like, it's not like, goddamn, they're doing such a convincing job of trying to show like they're fighting at the comedy. No, there's a very clear difference between when they're like fighting at the commentary desk and when they're fighting at the commentary desk. There are some shots fired during this one between these guys, and it's the most interesting thing that's happened.
Excellent string and some very good moves.
I tell you what, I'm glad to see Tretch here in the Empire.
Oh, and a big
I got a
boot to
feeling
it.
he might correct a few
and a drop kick.
Hats. Shall we speak?
People are in the mid-sentence or even the beginning of a sentence, and he just starts commentating. Like, he just starts saying shit that he's seeing over top of them or commenting about unrelated things over top of what they're trying to say. And Ledge has been very clearly annoyed by this all night, just by the way he's been, reacting or whatever. But Tim Oliver didn't give a but he addresses it, dude. Dude's like, hey, am I allowed to talk? Can I get a word in edgewise here?
Oh, and Treacherous Phillips Jr. is on the receiving end of those blows.
If that was some dig at me, Tim, I didn't hear a word you said. I was busy watching the match.
Big elbow to the back of head.
Jerry Silverado, you are wrong. The dudes around you who are pissed are correct. Your behavior is incorrect.
Speaking of matches, when are you going to have that one with Dirty Dan?
When I get good and ready.
I don't get it. So Silverado, I didn't think he was a wrestler. Maybe he's a wrestler. That's confusing enough. But also, for weeks and months, he's been like, hey, Texas Outlaws, Dirty Dan, like, they're the best. And then now Oliver throws out something about, like, when are you going to have your match with Dirty Dan? Oh, when I'm good and ready. What the are we talking about? I need an adult.
And a big boot to the midsection.
Leopard man, Treacherous Leopard looks like he lost a bet. Like someone in the back was like, I bet you won't wear every bit of gear you have in your bag. And he's like, all right. The yellow singlet is so useless. He's wearing, like, if he was concerned about the low cut of the leopard singlet, he's wearing a black t-shirt. I don't get it. This is the most confusing episode I've ever watched of anything. This is the Finnegan's Wake. This is the Gravity's Rainbow. WWE is the Gravity's Rainbow of wrestling.
And it's a big stomp to the fingers. Leopard Man's not too happy about that.
The famous Tretch Phillips manicure.
The stomp. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'll be sure to mention the no neck thing to Tretch. I'm sure he'd rather have no neck than no brains.
Well, that's
and Treacherous Phillips goes to work on the arm of Leopard.
It's surreal.
Back into the toe hold.
Very good ring strategy by Leopard Man.
That's adequate.
Leopard Man at this point exerting a little pressure, trying to disable
I spent all that time talking about how I didn't see any reason why Treacherous Leopard was wearing that yellow singlet underneath what I thought was a very sufficiently covering leopard singlet. But then Trench Phillips yanks down on the back of it, and we see exactly why he wore it. Because it would have been a treacherous, full leopard moon on a crispy fall Tulsa night.
Follows up. Oh! Leopard Man comes out of the corner with the big elbow, follows it up with a leg drop.
That's the leg drop. That's the leg drop that I very carefully delivered to my older cousin David on my grandmother's hardwood floors. And about this time, 1994. I think this was a little before this, actually. So I think I innovated that very spread out, careful leg drop. And this was September. This is August, September 94. I think mine was like March or April, right around our birthdays. We had the same birthday. So yeah, it's a good feeling to influence.
And if that's what he has to do to pin him. Oh!
Ooh, that can make you a soprano very quickly.
That hurt.
Tim Oliver, Todd Oliver, ring announcer Oliver, something Oliver doesn't. I love that. I love his view on anatomy. So we get an atomic drop, which is a knee on like your tailbone and ass, basically, and that's going to turn a male into a soprano. Maybe that's revealing. Maybe Oliver's balls are just like he's got the Mr. Belvedere balls, right? Like they're just low and big. It doesn't make any sense. Mr. Belvedere, the actor who plays Mr. Belvedere, one time sat down on his balls at a taping and they had to shut down for several days. And he went to the hospital. Not funny. Not funny if you got old saggy balls. That can't feel good. We just learned something about ring announcer Oliver's balls. We learned that together. That's what this is about. This is what this has always been about.
Small package. He's got 2, 3.
Oh, good.
He had the tight.
Excellent move. There's a problem with Treacherous Phillips Jr. over on the side of the ring as referee attempts to get to him. There you have it. It's official, ladies and gentlemen. Treacherous Phillips Jr. is the winner of the match.
Finally, a window washing system that's as easy to use as 1, 2, 3.
It makes it hard to wrap up because I don't know. Usually they wrap it up for me. So I guess starting off strangely, not knowing what to do in the middle, fighting with each other a little bit, and then not knowing how to end it. Now that's what I call wrestling.